guys, it's Kirby. Welcome to my channel. As you can see in today's video, we are refreshing my hair because since it's summer, I'm washing it a lot, it's fading. It's just that time, you know? I also had a lot more regrowth than I thought I did, and I bleached my hair. It is not the best bleach job. The last couple bleach jobs have not been the best bleach job. I just have a lot of grace with myself. I'm doing it at home, like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Also, I'm not doing a pastel, I'm doing a really dark color, so like, if my natural dark roots show through a little bit, to me, it's not a big deal because I'm doing it myself. Maybe if I were in a salon, I'd feel differently, but like, it is what it is. The color we are using today is Punky Color Violet. I have 2 jars and these were gifted to me a little while ago. I did a swatch video for Punky Color. They had gifted me like 8 of their colors, which was very generous and nice, and I did swatches on both brown and blonde hair. I'll link it up in the corner or down in the description. I have 2 of these. They're 3.5 fluid ounces, so 7 ounces altogether. I don't know if that's gonna be enough for my whole head. I did just recently get a haircut, shout out Aveda Institute in Columbus, but yeah, I don't know if 7 ounces is going to be enough, so per all of my other solid color videos, we're just going to do my roots first, then take it to the ends, because in the event that I have to take a different color to my ends, it'll at least be a little bit more cohesive than having like these 2 sections be one color, this section be one color, this section not, you know what I mean. So this is what we're doing. I'm going to quickly get ready, part my hair, get the color in a bowl. I already have my gloves on and we'll be set to start. Okay, hair is parted into 4 sections. Color is in my bowl. I have my tint brush. I'm only using 1 jar at a time to kind of like pace myself so that I don't overuse the color. I like to part my hair into 4 sections, as you can see. I'm gonna start coloring and kind of like overlap that over my talking. I part my hair into 4 quadrants just so that I know everything is covered. I know a lot of people would just like pour the color onto their hair, brush it through, or you know, whatever. I personally think that you just get a better saturation and a more complete cover if you part your hair into the 4 quadrants and then do each little section. Especially when it comes to dark colors, because sometimes your hair can really like suck that up very quickly, and so just to make sure your color goes as long as it can, I suggest a parting method. That's me. You do you. So yeah, I'm also only going to show you the front 2 quadrants of my hair because honestly the back is really hard to show you. I'm just doing 1 solid color all over. I'm not doing any like crazy multicolor look or anything like that. I have had no energy or inspiration to want to do a multicolor look, and also, as I've stated in my last few hair videos, I'm really trying to kind of like work through my hair color collection before I purchase new colors. This is something I'm trying to do with all of my products, not just my hair collection, like candles, makeup, skincare, body care, tea. Like, I'm really trying to do better about like my overconsumption problems, and the hair products do runneth over in my stockpile, so we're really trying to kind of like work through that. Anyways, yeah, so here's Punky Color Violet. It is like an ultraviolet violet, whereas last video we did Iro Iro Purple and we compared it to Iro Iro Violet. Iro Iro Violet was like blue. This Punky Color Violet is like ultraviolet violet. It is like an actual purple violet, which is nice. So we're just gonna see how well it colors over and covers over this purple that I have on my hair. I have a lot of different shades of purple going on, so we're gonna see if it can even out, how well it applies, if I get a hot root or not. We're just gonna like test it out and see. Punky Color is a color I have used before, even prior to them gifting me products. It has like a very like medicinal grape scent. Like if you've ever had grape medicine as a kid, that's kind of what Punky Color smells like. I don't particularly mind it, but if you are sensitive to smells, just know that like it might not be the scent for everyone. Also, I'm really just focusing initially on the blonde areas because in the case that I don't have enough dye or I can't mix something that matches this color exactly, I wouldn't mind having like a really dark saturated root going to like some faded ends. I do think that that could be like a style choice, so I'm really just trying to make sure that I cover all of the blonde first, and I do take the comb through and really like comb through my hair to make sure there's like even saturation and color. So yeah, that is the one thing that I like really make sure if I'm doing a solid all over touch up is I make sure that I get all of the blonde first, because again, in the event that you don't have enough dye, you can always play it off as a style choice of having like really saturated roots with like it fading to this like bleached out, faded out color or washed out color. Also, I did not put any like Vaseline or protective layer around my scalp or in my scalp or anything like that. I personally do not mind staining of the scalp because I know in a couple shampoos it's gonna come off. If that's something that really worries you, like if you don't want your ears to stain or your forehead or your scalp to stain, you can put a layer of Vaseline around your scalp, like around the edge, the hairline, and that should help to prevent any staining. However, for me, since I dye my hair so often in so many different colors, it is not like a huge problem for me or to me, but if that is something that bothers you, make sure you are using like that Vaseline or mineral oil or, you know, ointment or something around your hairline so that you get minimal staining on your face. But it doesn't bother me, so. Okay. Amazingly, I had enough in one jar with just like the teeniest bit left over to do my roots. So now I'm going to open the second jar and I'm really going to like saturate my ends and really make sure that it all gets covered. Again, trying to make sure that we have enough for the whole head, because I know that 3.5 fluid ounces seems like a lot of color, but like my hair, even at this shorter medium length, usually takes like 8 to 10 ounces of color. So just, again, be mindful of that when you're buying any type of color. How much? It's better to have too much than not enough. For going back in to do my lengths, I do take like bigger sections in the quadrants and I do just kind of paint and massage it in with my hands, so it does get kind of messy. So that's just how I do it. I don't know if anybody else has a different method, but since again I'm just doing an all over color, I'm just trying to get the color on as much of the hair and saturated as possible now that we've done all of like the blonde ends and stuff. Okay, I am going to put a shower cap on top of it, bloop, just so that while I'm waiting for it to soak in and set, I don't get purple everywhere in my house. I'm going to try and clean up my face a little bit. So I'm going to let it sit for probably like 30 to 40 minutes. I am going to sit under my hood dryer, just because I feel like heat opens up like the cuticle of the hair and makes the color penetrate a little bit better. I know that there are some people out there that don't think that heat matters or you don't need to apply heat. In my experience, over multiple brands and multiple colors, I found that when I don't use heat, my color doesn't last as long as when I do use heat. It lasts for way longer. So I'm going to continue to use my heat method. But yeah. I used 2 of the Punky Color jars, which are 3.5 fluid ounces. There is still like a little bit left because you do have to scrape it out into a separate bowl. But I had more than enough for like my medium-ish length hair. My hair is super dry and my roots were freshly bleached, so it definitely soaked up a lot of product. If you have very damaged or dry hair and or you have longer hair, I highly suggest picking up 3 or 4 jars, just so if you're trying to do a whole head, you'll have more than enough, because again, having more dye is better than not enough. Also, I did get some dye on my background, as you can see, so be aware if you're dyeing your hair at home, wear clothes that can get dye on them, wear a cape, protect your area around you. It can potentially stain, you know, flooring and carpet and things like that. So I'm going to go sit under my hood dryer for a little bit, shower, style it, and we will be back to see the finished results of the Punky Color Violet. Alright guys, here is the finished look. Sorry if you can hear my washing machine cleaning some sheets. But yeah, here's the finished look. I do have a little bit of staining on my scalp, as you can see. That will come off in like a wash or two. That doesn't really bother me all that much. Honestly, I can always take like a Q-tip and really like rub it off if I wanted to, but it doesn't bother me. I'm surprised really at how even the color is from like the root all the way down, because I had such an uneven starting color with like the blonde roots and then like all of the different colors of purple. And don't get me wrong, like there is a multitude of tones in here, but in terms of like the coverage, I feel like it still looks very uniform. Like I'm not getting any huge lines or breaks in the color itself. And honestly, this is like a very ultraviolet violet. It's a very like almost true to purple violet. Punky Color does have a purple, and it is very like red purple. This is very like ultraviolet violet, so take that into consideration. And I'm also surprised at how well it covered up the actual purple on the ends too. Very satisfied with this color. I will be interested to see how it kind of like washes out. The purple from Iro, I don't know if they've reformulated it, but like the last video that I did, it didn't come out or wash out the way that I have, sorry, there was like a gnat or something, the way that I had previously experienced that color. This is much more the color that I kind of thought that it was going to be and kind of like wash out to this. So I'll be really interested to see how this Punky Color Violet washes out, and I'm very satisfied with this color. It's a very bright purple, especially going into summer. Purples and blues and more like cool toned colors are always really harder for me to kind of like transition into summer, because I always want like bright colors, you know, like bright orange and pinks and things like that. But this is like a very nice bright purple. It styled really nicely. I did use a sulfate-free shampoo, and I used a conditioner on my hair in the shower. I know people have very wide opinions about that. I just like how it makes my hair feel to use a little bit of shampoo to really get that like cream out of my hair. Then I feel like that first wash or like that first initial dye lasts a lot longer, so then I don't have to shampoo my hair for, you know, another couple days. So yeah, this is it. This is Punky Color Violet. I used 2 cans. I will link this down in the description box below, so if you're interested, you can check it out on your own time. You can buy it at Sally's. I believe Target might have it. You can buy it online, obviously, directly from them as well. But if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, give it a big old thumbs up. As always, please be sure to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. I would hate for you to miss out on any more videos. Thanks so much for watching, guys.